It works.
Great. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's start with morning person, and then maybe we'll look at I Can Be Happy With You a little, and then we'll look at moonfall after because that's kind of the contrasting.
Okay.
Great. So we talked about morning person last time, and we said she's singing to anyone who will listen. She's singing to all the animals and everything. And then he gave you the note of being a little bit more specific, right? What was the answer you gave? Did you decide on something in the moment where you were just like, I don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's great. That's totally fine. Let's have the text out too to look at it, just in case, because I don't know this song like super well.
Well, you should, because it's Shrek the Musical. It's Shrek the Musical. Every year, that's the school joke that the musical will be Shrek, and every year it's been wrong. Of course, always I'm like, the musical's gonna be this guy's based on the clues, and they're like, no, it's gonna be Shrek. I guess Into the Woods and Addams Family this year, and everyone's like, you're stupid. I'm like, well, guess who's stupid now? You all are. I'm the smart one. Okay.
Great. Awesome. Okay. So let's sort of just chat through it once.
Okay.
So just read it
Okay.
like we did before, just sort of breathing where you breathe and just sort of monologuing it.
Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. The sun's so big it hurts my eyes. But really, that's okay. A brand new day with things to do, so many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really wide awake. I've always been a morning person, a morning girl. Hooray!
Cool. Okay, great. So what are the circumstances? What has just happened before you open your mouth to sing this song?
I just got let out of a prison I've been kept in for 16, 17, something like that.
Yeah, so you've finally been let out of this crazy tower castle, and this is the first time you've stepped on ground ever that you can ever remember. Ever, probably ever, because you were a child before and you don't even have memories of it. Great. So for a long time, you've been sitting at a window, seeing all of these things and wishing you could experiencing them and sort of experiencing them from this distance, right? But now you're like, there, you've stepped on the grass. And there's actually a bird and you can reach out and it like flies by your hand and you actually like are underneath the tree, and it's actually all there for the first time. Great. So that's one level of the song, right? And then the second level of the song is what is going to happen this day. That's really what the song is about, like underneath all this.
I'm gonna meet my husband.
Woo!
Who I've never met before.
Yes, who you've never met before, you don't know who it is. But how many people have you really come into contact with over the last 17 years or whatever it is?
While I'm in my tower?
Yeah.
The dragon, that's
Yeah.
even so. And then I meet Shrek and Donkey, so.
Right, so this is like, so beyond the point of him being your future husband, your husband-to-be, you're meeting a person for the first time. And that person is not just a person and isn't just going to be your biffle for life. He's going to be your husband. And you are like, this is amazing. And what is the picture of who you have as that person, as your Prince Charming in your head?
Stereotypical Prince Charming.
Right,
Totally
great, good, right. So we don't get to see what happens, which is, he ends up being this crazy green ogre. But that is really what the song is about underneath it. So the excitement you have is like it's a double layering of what's happening, right? So yeah, so I think just remember that. I think keep feeding into this this idea that you're so excited for everything that you're experiencing, and each experience comes one at a time. Good morning, tree. Good morning, bird. Oh, look at the sun. Good morning, sun. And then it is building to this sort of chorus of, I've always been a morning person, morning girl, hooray. So what is like the subtext, or what is like the thematic thing that we could say that is about? You're singing about how you are a morning person, but really you're singing about how you're...
Could you rephrase that?
Yeah, so if the song is about two things, right? And it's about how excited you are to be outside, to experience the world for the first time. And the other layer is about how excited you are to meet a human being, and a human being that's going to be your husband. If the words that you're singing in the chorus, which are like kind of like silly, are "I've always been a morning person, morning girl, hooray," that's this level, right? With all of the like. And then underneath, if there's this level of "Today is the day that I meet my husband," like what are other words that we could use as subtext for "I've always been a morning person," besides like, you know.
I've always believed in new beginnings.
Yes, great. Yeah, right. And especially this new beginning, right? I've always believed that this day would come. That one day the sun, right, would break through the clouds and I would be released from my castle and I would meet my prince, right? So I think keep that as something. It's hard because it's a song about two things, and what you're singing about isn't really what the song is about for her. It is, but really what the song is about is how excited she is that today she's gonna fall in love. And she's been ready, she's been awake for this moment her whole life. She's been a morning person, she's been ready to fall in love with Prince Charming since she can remember. Yeah, since she can remember. Great, so that's really what the song is about. So it's about how excited you are and how awake and new the world is, but also keep remembering how it's really about, like, today she's going to fall in love! And it's just going to be like all of the books that she's read. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. Yeah. So just play with that more. Yeah. And let each thing be super specific. Like, even if this time as we're going through it, you feel like you're like singing a little slow, like you're taking the tempo a little under, or you're not singing it perfectly in rhythm, that's okay, because that's not really my job. But really take the time to like have the moment with the tree, and then see the bird, which makes you see the sun, have each of those moments, even if you feel like, yeah, I'm going through this really slowly. Let's take the time to do that work of like each thing that you're seeing and where it is in space, where you want to put it, and how you want to experience it, if that makes sense. Yeah, cool. Okay, great. Let's just stumble through it once, and then we'll have fun with it.
Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. What are my words?
The sun's so big.
Oh, okay. I thought it was later for some odd reason. I'll start over. Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. The sun's so big, it hurts my eyes. But really, that's okay. A brand new day with things to do. So many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really wide awake. I've always been a morning person, a morning girl. Hooray! Good morning, dear. Say, have you heard? Today's my wedding day. I haven't met my husband yet, but I'm hopeful anyway. I've always been a morning person, a morning girl. Hooray!
Great. I'm just looking at the words again. I need to remember them. Wide awake. I've always been a morning person, morning girl. Hooray. Good morning, dear. Say, have you heard? Today's my wedding day. I haven't met my husband yet, but I'm hopeful anyway. Great, cool. So this song also does this thing where it's like great comedic brilliance, right? Where it sets something up, and then you have the funny moment that like detracts from the original moment. So, good morning birds, good morning trees, oh what a lovely day. The sun's so big, oh it hurts my eyes, right? We have this like moment of like, oh it hurts my eyes, but really, that's okay. Yeah, great. I've a brand new day with things to do, so many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really right away. Yeah, I wonder if the coffee thing is something similar. Maybe like the coffee makes you, like you feel a little jittery actually, and you're like, oh, actually this makes me really anxious. I feel really anxious. This coffee's making me feel crazy. Oh. But that's okay, I'm really wide awake for this crazy day, you know. So have fun with the coffee bit.
I didn't drink coffee.
Well, soda, sugar, fruit. I've always been a morning person, morning girl, hooray. Yeah, and these hoorays I don't think can be big enough, right?
Okay.
Anytime, you know, like you have, it's like an O in Shakespeare. It's that like big, like you get to do whatever you want with it. And then great, good morning dear, it does a similar thing. Say, have you heard, today's my wedding day. Oh, I haven't met my husband yet, but I'm hopeful. Anyway, yeah, I've always been a morning person. Yeah, so let's make the differences of the ends of the spectrum of like the crazy happiness, and then the thing that undercuts it that's like, oh, bigger. Make those the juxtaposition of those two feelings that she has and what she's experiencing bigger, and I think it will be like twice as funny too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, great. So pay attention to that this time, and then let's put things in space a little more, so you really feel like you have stuff around you. I think give yourself some more space too. Yeah, I think like start back here. So the whole song is this like little walk where you get to say hi to this thing, oh, and the sun and whatever, and then you can, oh, and then dear, hey, have you heard? So you get this whole thing, and by the end, you're like down here. But I think if you give yourself a lot of room, then you have a lot of places to go and things to play with. Great, good. Okay, so let's sort of talk through it. I'm gonna stop you this time as you go through it. So let the birds bring you, like why? So why is the list in this order? Why do the birds bring you to the trees, which brings you to the sun?
Oh, do you want me to answer that?
Or show me. If you're like, oh, I think I know, you can show me.
Okay.
Either way.
I think it's because I hear the birds first, I look at them, they're in the trees, and then the sun is right there from the trees.
Perfect. Okay, great. Exactly. That's all I was looking for.
Oh,
yeah, so show me that. So, oh my god, oh, I hear the birds. Birds. Oh, they're in a tree. Oh, the sun. Yeah. So let each thing be a discovery. Remember Paul, that was like one of the biggest things I took away from that day with Paul from Boko, from the masterclass, was he said, like, know in your song or don't know, and let the things that come to you be a discovery. So there are things that you experience in the moment as opposed to having it be planned. I think this whole song is that, right? She's like stepping out of the castle for the first time. So that's a huge challenge, but I know you can do it. So like everything that you talk about is, oh, I didn't know you were going to be there. Oh my god, you're amazing! I love you, you know, like the birds. I love you. The trees are even better than the birds are. And the sun is even better than the trees are. You know, so let each thing be even more exciting than the last thing, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm knocking things over. Where's my pen?
I didn't do it.
Okay. Okay, great. Cool.
It looks like me all the time at school. I
was
want to
like,
get up. Not gonna go. I got it.
Okay, cool. So take it from the top.
Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. The sun's so big, it hurts my eyes. But really, that's okay. A brand new day with things to do. So many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really wide awake. I've always been a morning person. Morning girl. Hooray.
Great, good. Okay, yes. Oh, great. And that discovery was awesome. You were just about to discover the view. Great, that was great. It felt way more specific than the first time. I think you can take it even further. Be so specific with what, with a song like this, I'm hesitant to say this, but it's a musical number, right? As opposed to like, you know, something else that's like a ballad or a comedic song that's funny, but it's about a conversation. This has to feel like a conversation. We have to figure out who you're talking to and why it's a conversation, but really, it's a musical number. Yeah. So you can make the physical gestures with it really sharp and clean. Yeah. Make the seeing of the bird, tree, sun, Oh God, wow, that's really bright. Okay, but that's okay. I've always been a morning person.